You're never gonna make it. You probably won't be able to. These millions of people couldn't. So how can you? You live in illusions and dreams that have no place in reality. You're running in circles, chasing ghosts of ideas that crumble the moment they face the light. You tell yourself you're different. But are you? Look at yourself. No, really look. What exactly makes you think you can walk a path so many have fallen on? Do you even have it in you? They say persistence pays off, but they don't tell you the price. They don't tell you the sleepless nights, the endless failures, the ridicule, and the gnawing doubt that eats at your core. Persistence? Do you even know what that word means? It's not trying a couple of times and quitting. It's not showing up when it's easy or when people cheer for you. It's standing in the storm with nothing but your own shadow for company. And let's face it, you haven't done that. Not yet. The world doesn't care about your effort. It doesn't care about your dreams. It's cold, indifferent, and brutal. It chews people like you up every day and spits them out without a second thought. What makes you think you're any different? Do you have the will to bleed for it? To sacrifice everything? Yeah, no one's coming to save you. No one's going to carry you through this. You think the world owes you something because you want it bad enough? Wanting isn't enough. Everyone wants. The ones who make it are the ones who stop wanting and start taking. But do you even have the guts for that? Can you face yourself in the mirror after failing over and over again? Can you live with the weight of your own inadequacies staring back at you? There's a voice in your head telling you to quit, isn't there? It whispers that you're not good enough, that you'll never measure up, that it's better to stop now and save yourself the embarrassment. That voice? It's not your enemy. It's the only thing telling you the truth. It's harsh because it knows the stakes. It's cruel because the world is cruel. And maybe, just maybe, it's right. So, what now? Are you gonna crumble under that truth? Let it bury you like it's buried so many others? Or are you gonna stand up, look it in the eye, and tell it to shut the hell up? You can't silence it forever, but you can drown it out with action, with pain, with effort. But that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to want it more than you fear the pain. You're not entitled to anything. Not success. Not recognition. Not even survival. Everything you want has to be fought for, clawed for, ripped from the hands of those who want it just as badly. Can you do that? Can you live with the idea that no one's going to make it easy for you? That you're going to have to drag yourself through the mud every single day just to stay in the game? Forget motivation. It's a fleeting spark, gone as quickly as it comes. Discipline, that's the weapon, the tool, the grind. Motivation won't get you out of bed when your body's screaming for rest, but discipline will. Motivation won't carry you when everything feels like it's falling apart, but discipline will. And let's be honest, you're not disciplined. Not yet. Motivation is the lie they sell to the weak. It's the sugar coating they slap on pain to make it digestible. But pain doesn't care how it's dressed. Pain is raw, unfiltered, and constant. If you want to survive, you have to embrace it, not just endure it. Embrace it. Let it carve you into something sharper, harder, and unbreakable. But look at you, soft, fragile, clinging to comfort like it's some kind of shield. Comfort is the enemy. It dulls your edges, makes you complacent, blinds you to the war raging outside. You can't win if you're afraid to bleed. And right now, you're terrified. I can see it in every step you take, every excuse you make. And excuses? They're the chains you put on yourself. Every I can't, every not today, every it's too hard. They're anchors dragging you down, pulling you further from the surface. You want to breathe? Cut them. No one else will do it for you. Don't sit there and tell me about your potential. Potential is meaningless. It's a word for people who never make it. The graveyards are full of potential. They don't bury success there, only wasted opportunities and broken dreams. You don't get credit for what you could have done. The only thing that matters is what you do. You think time is on your side? It's not. Every second that passes is another nail in your coffin. Time is ruthless, and it doesn't care how much you beg for more. You're losing it right now, this very moment. And once it's gone forever. So what's your plan? Sit and wait for a better opportunity? Hope someone hands you a chance? That's not how it works. You want to know the truth? Nobody cares if you fail. Nobody cares if you quit. The world keeps spinning, whether you're standing or broken on the ground. Your pain, your struggle, your dreams, they mean nothing to anyone but you. And that's why you have to fight. Not for them, not for recognition, but because if you don't, no one will. And if you think for 1 second that anyone out there is rooting for you, you're mistaken. They're waiting for you to fall. They want to see you fail because it makes them feel better about their own failures. They'll smile to your face, but they're keeping score behind your back. So what are you going to do about it? Cry, complain, tell the world how unfair it is? That's what the weak do. The strong don't have time for that. They don't waste their breath on pity or excuses. They keep moving no matter how heavy the weight gets. And let me tell you something. The weight never gets lighter. You just get stronger, or you collapse. Collapse is the easy way out, isn't it? Just let go. Let the world crush you. But that's not why you're here, is it? There's a fire in you, buried under all that fear and doubt. It's faint, barely flickering, but it's there. And it's the only thing that will keep you alive if you feed it. So stop waiting for someone to light the way for you. Stop hoping for a break, a chance, a miracle. They're not coming. They never were. The only thing you have is what's in front of you right now. And if you don't grab it with both hands, it'll slip away like everything else you've let go of. You want this? Prove it. Not to them. To yourself. Drag yourself out of bed when your body screams no. Push harder when your mind tells you to stop. Break through every wall, every limit, every obstacle that stands in your way. And when you fall, and you will fall, get back up. Every single time. Because that's the only thing that separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. Not talent, not luck. Just the ability to keep going when everything tells you to stop. So tell me, are you ready to stop lying to yourself? Ready to stop pretending you're something you're not, and start becoming what you were meant to be? Or are you going to sit there, trapped in your own excuses until the weight of your failure finally crushes you? Stop hesitating. You're wasting time you don't have. Every pause, every moment of indecision is another step toward failure. The clock doesn't stop for you, and the world sure as hell won't wait for you to catch up. You're either moving forward or being left behind. And right now, you're dragging your feet. You got two choices. break or build. And let's be clear, breaking is easier. Letting the world crush you takes no effort. But building? That's the real battle. It's brick by brick, day by day, failure after failure. It's working through the nights when your body screams for rest. It's grinding when no one is watching, no one cares, and no one believes in you. Can you handle that? Let me tell you what you're up against. A world full of people just like you, clawing for the same scraps, fighting for the same chances. And most of them are stronger, faster, and smarter. But strength, speed, and intelligence mean nothing without the will to keep going. That's the difference. The will to suffer longer, push harder, and refuse to quit when everything in you begs for mercy. So ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Not how much you like the idea of success. Not how much you daydream about it. How bad do you need it? Because if you don't need it, if you don't burn for it, you're already dead in the water. You want to know why most people fail? It's not because they're not capable. It's because they give up too soon. They hit a wall and think it's the end, when in reality, it's just the beginning. That's where the real test starts. The wall isn't there to stop you. It's there to see if you have the guts to break through it. But let's be honest, you're scared, aren't you? Scared of what happens if you fail. Scared of what people will say. How they'll look at you. Fear is your leash, and it's choking you. Let it go. Fear doesn't protect you. It paralyzes you. It keeps you small, keeps you safe, keeps you stuck. You think failure is the enemy? No. Failure is your ally. It's the proof that you're trying, the evidence that you're alive. It's the brutal teacher that shows you where you're weak so you can get stronger. Embrace it. Learn from it. And then get back up and try again. No one is coming to hand you success. No one owes you anything. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start building something real. Stop looking for shortcuts. There aren't any. Every step, every inch has to be earned. And it will hurt. It will burn. It will make you question everything. But that's the price. You've got to decide right now. Are you willing to pay it? Are you willing to put in the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening? Even when it feels like you're going nowhere? That's the grind. That's the process. And most people can't handle it. They quit when it gets hard. when the results don't come fast enough, when the weight of it all feels unbearable. But not you. Not if you're serious. Not if you're ready to become something more than just another excuse, another failure, another forgotten name. If you want this, really want this, you have to commit. Fully. Completely. No half measures. No hesitations. Burn the bridges behind you. Leave yourself no way out but forward. And don't fool yourself into thinking it'll get easier. It won't. In fact, it'll get harder. The higher you climb, the steeper the fall. The more you gain, the more you have to lose. But that's the price of greatness. That's the cost of standing where others have fallen. You're not special. You're not chosen. You're not destined for anything. And that's exactly why you can succeed. Because you know the truth. Everything you want, everything you dream of, is on the other side of pain, failure, and sacrifice. And the only question is, are you willing to go through it? So stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for validation. Stop making excuses. The world doesn't care about your reasons. It only cares about results. And if you're not producing, you're nothing. That's the brutal reality. And the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can start changing it. Look around you. Look at the people who gave up, who settled, who let life break them. Do you want to be one of them? Do you want to look back one day, full of regret, knowing you could have done more but didn't? Or do you want to stand at the top, battered, scarred, but victorious? Do you want to look in the mirror and see someone who fought, who bled, who refused to quit? The choice is yours. It always has been. You're not there yet, not even close. But that's the point, isn't it? If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was simple, there wouldn't be any value in it. Greatness isn't about shortcuts. It's about endurance. It's about who can stand the longest in the fire without breaking. Look at the people you admire. The ones who've made it. The ones standing where you want to be. They didn't get there by accident. They didn't stumble into success. They bled for it. They cried for it. They sacrificed everything for it. And that's the only way forward. You think the world owes you something because you've suffered? Because you've struggled? Let me tell you something. Suffering isn't special. Struggle isn't unique. Everyone has pain. Everyone fights their own battles. What separates the strong from the weak is what you do with it. Pain is a currency. You can spend it on excuses, on complaints, on pity, or you can invest it in your future. You can let it shape you, harden you, turn you into something unstoppable. But only if you let it. Only if you're willing to embrace it instead of running from it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for everything to line up, for the stars to align, for life to hand you the perfect opportunity. That moment isn't coming. It doesn't exist. The perfect moment is the one you create. It's the one you force into existence with your sweat, your grit, your refusal to quit. You want to make it? You want to prove them all wrong? Then stop talking about it and start doing it. Action is the only language the world understands. It doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, your intentions. It only cares about what you do. You're going to have to do things you hate, things that make you uncomfortable, things that push you to your breaking point. You're going to have to sacrifice your comfort, your leisure, your peace of mind. Success demands everything. It's a relentless master, and it doesn't care how tired, scared, or broken you are. But here's the thing. The pain is temporary. The struggle is temporary. The sacrifice is temporary. The regret of giving up, that's permanent. That stays with you. It haunts you. It whispers to you in the dead of night, reminding you of everything you could have been, everything you could have done. So make your choice. Do you want temporary pain or permanent regret? Do you want the fire of effort or the cold emptiness of giving up? It's one or the other. There's no middle ground, no compromise. And don't think for a second that you'll be spared the pain just because you quit. Life doesn't work like that. The pain will find you either way. The only difference is whether it will break you or make you stronger. Look around. Everything you want is out there, waiting for you. But it's not going to come to you. You have to go out and take it. You have to fight for it with everything you've got, every single day. And even then, there's no guarantee, no promise of success. But here's the truth. It's not about guarantees. It's not about certainty. It's about the fight. It's about proving to yourself that you have what it takes to keep going, even when the odds are against you. Even when it feels like the whole world is stacked against you. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Not the outcome, not the result, but the effort, the fight, the refusal to give up. No matter how hard it gets, and it will get hard. Harder than you can imagine. There will be days when you want to quit. When everything in you screams to stop. But those are the days that define you. Those are the days that separate the winners from the losers, the strong from the weak. So ask yourself, who are you going to be? Are you going to be the one who gave up, who let the pain win, who settled for less? Or are you going to be the one who kept going, who fought through the pain, who refused to quit? The choice is yours. It always has been. And don't think the world will reward you for your effort. It won't. Effort without results means nothing. They'll laugh at you, mock you, tell you to give up. They'll enjoy your failures because it makes them feel safe. Feel better about their own mediocrity. But that's their game, not yours. Your job isn't to prove them wrong, it's to prove yourself right. You don't fight for their approval. You fight to silence the voice inside you that says you're not enough. There will be moments when you think it's pointless. Moments when the weight of it all feels unbearable. You'll tell yourself it's not worth it, that no one's watching, that no one cares. And maybe that's true. But that's exactly why you keep going. Because this fight isn't about them. It's about you. It's about who you become in the process. The pain, the struggle. They're the tools that carve you into something unbreakable. So don't stop now. Don't give yourself an out. Burn the bridges, destroy the safety nets, and commit fully. The world is full of people who almost made it, who almost fought hard enough, who almost reached their goals. Don't be one of them. Don't settle for almost. Chase it until you're too broken to stand. And then crawl if you have to. Whatever it takes. Keep moving forward. Because in the end, that's the only way you'll ever make it. When it's all said and done, the only person who will truly know the cost of your journey is you. No one will feel the sleepless nights, the crushing self-doubt, or the overwhelming pressure that nearly broke you. And that's fine, because their understanding isn't necessary. This isn't about recognition. It's about becoming the person you swore to yourself you'd be. They don't need to see the scars. They're yours to carry. One day, you'll look back on this moment. The moment you chose to keep fighting, or the moment you chose to quit. That choice will define everything. It's not about the accolades or the rewards at the end. It's about the version of you that's forged in this fire. The version of you that didn't bow down, didn't stop, didn't crumble. That version will be the proof that all of this mattered. And even if you fail, and you might, you'll fail knowing you gave it everything. You'll fail standing, not crawling. And that alone will set you apart from the masses who gave up before they even began. Success isn't guaranteed, but effort is within your control. The fight is within your control. The decision to rise, no matter how many times you fall, is yours alone. So this is it. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more fear. The world isn't going to make room for you, so carve out your own space. Tear through the doubt, the pain, the failures, and refuse to stop. Prove to yourself that you were always stronger than you believed, tougher than they thought, and more relentless than anyone ever imagined. Because at the end of the day, you're all you've got. And that's enough.